You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of birth pains. Then you will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me.
Yes, it is Unsealed. Welcome back to the podcast of Wings of the Eagle. That's what you're watching and listening to. And please say hello. Who are you? Where you're from? What are you doing? Hello, Madam Ricks. Thank you. On the X platform. We are definitely there. We definitely support X for sure. And YouTube. Love the YouTube. If you're there watching us on YouTube, give us a hello and a shout. And even Facebook. Yes, even Facebook. You can say hello on that as well. And we'd really appreciate you liking and sharing and stuff like that. It's a real simple way. If you love this podcast and what we have been doing, not only the past, year plus with mostly mysterious UFO talk, but even before that, or anytime we have come on here for several years doing what we do. And if you love it and want to keep it going, it's up to you. Because we really are month to month here. So if you love it, please give to it. wingsoftheeagle.com/support unsealed. We also have a Patreon page set up for you can get something for your giving. But we'd sure appreciate if you check that out. Patreon.com/Wings of the Eagle. Lots of stuff on there. Lots of stuff more to come. We're adding things to it regularly now, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, welcome back, friends. You see the scroll at the bottom of the screen. If that applies to you, please do go to unsealedpodcast.com and fill out the form, because sometimes we're in two different worlds, it seems like, the Christian world and the UFO world. And it's unfortunate, but both of those worlds don't like to get along, mostly. And it's sad. But here we are. So, Disclosure Day is coming. Yes, it is. 1 billion% for sure. I know for a fact that there is, I don't care what the topic is, UFOs are a big deal now and a big part of what we would call disclosure or transparency or just telling the truth, doggummit. But everything that is hidden will be revealed. Everything. You don't believe me? Jesus said so. He did. And so that's good enough for me. When he speaks, I listen, and you should listen. And this is one of those things. Why would it be exempted from that promise, right? Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret that will not be revealed, nor anything hidden that will not be known and come to light. Nothing. So I love that promise. So it's going to happen. And that some of the secrets might persist, or things that are hidden might remain so and persist until Jesus returns in that day of the Lord. But and in that case, we don't know exactly what's going to come out about what. However, I would bet that we're going to get almost everything, if not everything, revealed before that. His coming, his revelation, revealing of himself and who he is to the world, is kind of like the last thing. It's the last thing that is revealed. So, but before then, we've got a disclosure day for sure, because some people have followed the trail and the desires or the feeling of mission, or just the call to respond, to take action, and not just let things happen. And if you know something's wrong or something needs to change in this world, then be a part of the solution, if it's at all possible. So that's what a lot of folks are going to be doing, and I'll be participating. Wings of the Eagle will be participating on Sunday, September. That was last month. Sunday, October 20th. That's this Sunday. I want to let you all know that, yes, it's called Global Disclosure Day. Okay, Global Disclosure Day. So literally anywhere on Earth, you can participate. There is going to be a live stream event hosted by Citizens for Disclosure, which I have signed up to help. And that is, I don't want to say organized, but it's the idea of it and the structure of giving folks a platform to meet each other and to raise ideas and to organize in a local grassroots type of fashion is by NPI, New Paradigm Institute. Danny Sheehan formed that. If you know who he is in the UFO world, he's very well known. He's very well known in the annoy the government world, actually. Pentagon Papers and whistleblowers and people being killed because they want to turn whistleblower info over to the media, etc. He's been there, done that. And so he knows what he's talking about when we're seeing these current machinations and issues and whistleblowers and not being protected and lies and cover-ups and secret programs, all that stuff. He's done that. So anyway, this is an effort by a whole lot of folks who just want to get together. There is going to be a live stream event. Like I said, it's totally free. We, as Wings of the Eagle, will be doing an elongated version of that. Okay, there's going to be a ton of guests, not guests, but speakers at the 1 p.m. hour Eastern time. That's where Citizens for Disclosure will start their event. But we're going to come on 2 hours early. Okay, so if you watch, wherever you're watching this now, the YouTube channel, especially for Wings of the Eagle, that's where you want to be. Then you can interact. It'll go off without a hitch, I'm sure. But that's going to be on 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay, and we're going to have special content throughout those 2 hours leading up until the 1 o'clock hour, where you're going to see an event live again around the world with people that you might know, especially if you're in this community for any length of time or the disclosure effort at all. Ross Coulthart, perhaps you've heard of him. He's going to be there. Lou Elizondo, perhaps you've heard of him. He'll be a part of it. Danny Sheehan himself will make an appearance. I want to get the official lineup here. Help if I had this up before. All right. Global Disclosure Day. Confirmed speakers: Ross Coulthart, Lou Elizondo, Carl Nell. Carl Nell is, again, you should know him. He delivered a famous one-liner a couple of months ago, saying there's zero doubt about the things that he's claiming and about what he calls non-human intelligence interacting with humanity for a long, long time. He is a very high up in the military previously, and it's all about the aerospace stuff. So Carl Nell will be there. Beatrice Villarreal, who's from Sweden, and she's been doing excellent work showing in the past through the old way of looking at stars basically in telescopes, proving that yes, in fact, there was stuff that was thought to be stars that were not back in the day, and that people are trying to cover that up. Anyway, she's a genius basically. Rich Hoffman, who founded the SCU, Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies. He's also an Army Materiel Command engineering guy. Steve Bassett, who's been in this for a long time. He runs the Hollywood Disclosure Alliance. So there are people, yes, in Hollywood who want this to come out. Of course, why would there not be? Anyway, other folks that you may or may not have heard. Ron James, who works with MUFON. He's MUFON's media guy. He makes the movies that they produce and puts on those annual conferences that they have. He's obviously super plugged in. Lester Nare, who's obviously he's on top of everything. He runs the UAP caucus. He's in Washington, D.C. constantly trying to get the UAP Disclosure Act passed and informing everyone who will listen, give them packets, give them materials. Super cool guy. Nick Gold also has been in this for a long time. He's also in people's faces in Washington. He's also promoting content. He's telling us what to do, who to call your senators, all that stuff. Super hard work being put in by him. And there's more and more and more. One of my favorite people is Chris Sharp, the Liberation Times writer, and writes for another publication over in England. And he's legit. He's like Ross Coulthart to me. He just doesn't care what anyone else says. He's going to be an investigative reporter like you should be. He's going to go where the evidence is, and he's going to go right to the Pentagon if he has to, and right get the straight information. And by the way, tell us things that maybe they don't want us to know, which he has done, and I'm sure he will continue to do. But love Chris Sharp. Anyway, others, like a dozen others who I didn't even mention. So that's going to be a part of this giant event on Sunday. Okay, so it's totally free. Like I said, if you want to do it, participate through Wings of the Eagle. We will show the whole thing in its entirety for sure. And then again, before that, we're going to have some content to maybe make sure, I don't want to say educate you, but just get you up to speed, especially if this is new or you're not sure about certain things. We're going to talk about the Wilson Davis memo. It's in the news again, being confirmed as legitimate. We're talking about the Langley drone problem, the quote unquote, what are they calling them now? Nefarious, mystery drones, that apparently we can't even shoot at or even try to shoot at because it disables our stuff. Yeah, anyway, that's been happening for quite a while, but get educated on that and why apparently we can't do nothing about those drones. But if Iran launches hundreds of drones at Israel, we can shoot down every single last one of them, no problem at all. Why is that? For NC video, right, of these encounters, that's no problem unless UAP is involved. Then can't show you that. We don't have any video. That situation, as well as the reasons basically behind why we need disclosure and the secrecy that's happening is because they're called SAPs, right? SAPs and USAPs and WUSAPs. Special access programs. That's what the military calls it. The CIA has another version, or the intelligence people have a different version of the same type of thing. It's how and why these secrets are put in compartments, so not even the people involved know the whole picture. That's what this is all about. And ultimately, it's because they're not being legal about it. They're not telling the Congress, which means the people will never know. They don't know where the money is going. They don't know what the program is. They don't know anything about it because they're not being told. That is not legal. Not only is it unethical, like it's not okay, but it's literally and legitimately illegal, and people need to go to prison. And it continues. And what is a skiff? A skiff and a SAP and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about that all before the main presentation gets going at 1 p.m. So we'll start at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. You are 1,000% invited to tell someone about that. Show up on Sunday, chat along with whoever else is there, whatever you want. Totally great. If you wanted to follow up more and become more directly involved, to not just be a fly on the wall or not just see things happen like a TV show, but you actually want to do something to organize with people in your area. I know in the online world now, that's kind of a lost art. It's very generational now too, right? I'm kind of right in the middle. But the older people, older than me, are all about the physical interaction, organizing with your town, know who's on your street, go to the library together, get right and stuff like that. I'm not opposed to that, but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of a old school way to do it, and have to go to church in a building, can't do it online, all that stuff. There's that. And then below, if younger than me, usually you're going to get, well, why can't we just do this on my phone or on a computer or some kind of digital communication or access? Or yep, right, I hear that too, obviously. So even if it's just that and you're not interested in doing anything locally, to find out who is nearby you and who you can become friendly with and talk about ideas. Okay, what do we do about this? Hey, who's our senator again? Like who do we engage? Let's do an event together. Let's just do a UFOs for Dummies, talk at whatever, or a Zoom call that will do that with our friends. Any and all of that. If you're interested in that, you definitely want to go to the Global Disclosure Day website and fill out the form. And when you do that, you'll obviously get the information for the event Sunday. But after that, you'll get a direct communication, depending on where you live, for a leader in your state or area. The last count, there were 40. I'm going to post it right now. All right, so go under this video now and you'll see the link. Well, on YouTube or Facebook, you will. Can I do that on my X account? Let's try it. Yes, I can. There it is. Okay, I have to go directly there, but there it is. Okay, so no matter where you're watching, go ahead and click that form, click that link. The form will be there. You just fill in your info, where you live, and then somebody will reach out to you. Last count, we had 46, and in America, right? We're just really motivated here, and we've got the biggest government with the most money and the biggest military and all that, the most cover-ups going on. 47 states or 46 states or 40 some states. It's over 40. So we're almost there as far as covering all our state boundaries with somebody who is helping to organize it. Don't look at it as a leader or something like that. They're just organizers who have volunteered. Everyone's a volunteer to help. If you're in my area, I will reach out to you. It's just the talent that I've always had, and so I want to put it to good use. There you go. Okay, so again, put in a right valid email, please. If you don't put a valid email, then you'll never get any communication. Duh. I know some people like to do that now, just make up emails and put things. It's not going to work. Don't be like that, right? Be serious, okay? But that is happening this Sunday. You are invited. You have been told. You've been done told now that it's happening. And I don't care if you have no exposure to this topic whatsoever. You've heard me maybe for a episode or two of this podcast talking about stuff that you think is a little crazy, or I don't understand any of that. Doesn't matter. And I will tell you, be prepared for my Christian audience, okay? Because I'm a Christian. I'm part of the church, right? We have a digital church that we meet every week, and we do Friday Q&As and all that stuff. So from a Christian point of view, you're going to hear different views. You're going to hear things that you're not going to agree with. So what? Okay, my answer is so what? Grow up. understand that most of the world, even in the church, we can't agree with each other. Christian denominations are fighting all the time. There's not many people in the world who believe what you do. That's not going to change no matter what. But something you can be a part of, and hopefully in a positive way, and hopefully maybe influence, some souls to get right with God. Who knows? Right? Add some people to the family. Awesome. But this UFO issue is not giving up the ghost, as it were, easily. So if you are passionate about it, if you want to see things actually change and disclosure of the truth actually happen on this topic, there's no reason why it can't happen now. I don't think. The people who know would say what they know and reveal what we know. The world would probably change. And so what? Again, so what? I mean, great, fantastic. Why wouldn't we want that? Because at the end of the day, I think there's going to be some discomfort for sure. No matter what, when the revelation comes out, when the truth is revealed, when disclosure happens, I don't think anyone who is expecting it's all going to be brightness and happiness and, oh yeah, I knew that, this is going to be great. I think you're in for a disappointment. And also you're in for disappointment if you think you know now what is coming. You don't. We know as a Christian, if we study the Bible, we know what God says about certain things. But he doesn't, there's nobody who can, I'll listen, but I've never heard anyone yet. A lot of people I respect, and all y'all maybe are in the same boat. People have opinions, but they're just that. Until we have all the facts and all that we do know comes out, how can you decide anything? How can you know what to believe? The Christianity, for example, the church has done a very bad job in history. When new things are discovered, we suck. Okay, we're just not good at admitting that we were wrong or we didn't understand something. There are people to this day who says we can't leave the atmosphere of the earth. When yes, we can. Right? Sometimes you just have to admit that your understanding of the Bible was incorrect. The Bible wasn't wrong, you were. God's not wrong, we are. Happens all the time. All the time. Okay? So you don't have to lose your faith or, switch your religion or become New Age or something just to admit that UFOs are real and that it's really being covered up and there's something to it. Of course there is. So, anyway, that's what I'm personally very comfortable with saying, and I'm not comfortable with saying things I'm not very sure about in public. If so, I'll say I don't know this, or I really am uneducated, or I need more information, right? Well, it's gotten to the point where I'm very satisfied. That not only is there something real going on, but it's worth your time. An investment of time and effort and money, whatever else. If you really care, it's just like the church in that way. It's just like the church. The 80-20 rule applies all the time, which is 80% of people do nothing, no matter what they say. But let me see what you're doing. You say you believe, fine, show me. You say these things are real and it's worth, getting out the disclosing this and that, then do something about it. All right, 20%. It's pretty standard in any organization, especially nonprofits or things of this nature, where it's not business driven, where it's not bottom line driven, where everyone wants to bottom line, make money and give me a paycheck. But if there's no paycheck involved, 20% of the people is about as good as you can expect to actually do anything. Everyone else just wants to sit around, absorb, consume, use, and abuse everybody else. That's just the facts. So, if it concerns you, if you want to actually do something, and by the way, you don't have to be in America. I know I mentioned this number of states that we had covered here, but there are people in different countries. Some of them will be on the Disclosure Day broadcast Sunday. I mentioned the doctor from Sweden, but as far as volunteer leaders, let's see, Hong Kong, a man named Ryan Perky. He's in Hong Kong leading that. Ireland, Chris Gaffney in Ireland. Peru, Giorgio Piacenza. Sabir Hussain from India. And there's one other. Here's Sweden, Alexander Torell, who's actually leading the Citizens for Disclosure Sweden. And Brazil, Thiago Luiz Ticchetti. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. So from Brazil, he works for MUFON there as well. So, yes, it's an international effort. Doesn't matter if you're in another country, sign up as well. Again, you can be a part of our broadcast Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern time through 1 p.m. when the main event begins. We'll carry it all live for you here. Or if you wanted to, again, be more involved and get on, submit your information so someone can get back to you and you can be a part of a team locally, even if locally means nationally for your country. Make that connection. Put yourself out there. Take the step. And again, if you're around me, I'll reach out to you. I'll be given the info to reach you with, and then I'll reach out. Okay? That's the Disclosure Day is coming. Yes, it is. Again, we want to remember the words of hopefully your Lord Jesus. He is my Lord for sure. For nothing secret will not be revealed, nor anything hidden will not be known come to light. He is the light, right? So it's all coming out. It's all coming out. Make sure you're on the right side of history. You don't think there's consequences? Christian or not, if you don't think there's consequences for sitting on the sidelines, how do you view someone who's a German person who let Hitler come into power? Even if, they didn't personally round up any Jews or commit any atrocities, but they're just a normal German citizen who turned their blind eye. Nothing happening over there. I don't care what happens with Hitler guy. It doesn't affect me as long as I still have food on the table. You don't think there's consequences for that? You pick your historical event. How about the Revolutionary War here in America, 1776? Most people didn't do anything. They just wanted to see how it shook out. They wanted to see if they were going to be under the British crown paying taxes, or they're going to have to start over as a new country. They're not fighting. They're hiding. Like, let someone else actually do the history around here. I'm going to just wait it out. Do you think do you look kindly on that person? I'm not advocating for violence or anything or warfare. I'm just saying in that moment of history, there were lots of pacifists there who never shot a gun, but you took a position and you worked towards that resolution. Or the Civil War. If you are anti-slavery, do you want to be seen as someone who didn't care? We'll see how that all shakes out. If you want to own slaves, that's your business. How do you look at that person today? Did they brought disgrace to their family, or were they just fine? And again, if you believe in God, if you believe in justice and judgment, you're darn right. There's going to be a consequence for being on the wrong side of these things. Just see how it shakes out. It's usually not a good place to be. Usually not. Not if it's important. Not if it's really important. Souls are on the line. Innocent lives are on the line. It's really not okay to not have a position there and to not say and to not do. Again, I get it. There are many talents. There are many abilities. There are many people who want to do this or that or don't have a talent for this or that. It doesn't matter. It's like I don't know, again, not to invoke warfare or whatever, but World War II, everybody had a job. Right? Everyone had a job, whether it's, you know what, a grandma who all she can do is sew. Or whatever. Or tell someone on the street corner, pass out whatever, it's blankets, or you're making materials, or you're fighting the actual battles, or you're supporting that, or you're the Rosie the Riveter thing. Right? The famous picture, the woman with the hammer, because she was actually building the infrastructure and stuff. So everyone had a role. You don't have to have the same role. You don't have to all be the public figure. You don't have to all be on podcasts. You don't have to be on the street corners. But to say, yes, I'm going to be a part of this. Yes, I'm going to help. Yes, I'm going to be on the team. Yes, I'm going to be productive. I'm not just going to say it. I think it's important, but I'm going to show and prove that it's important to me. This is bigger than politics. Just one last thing, I guess, for this. I've said this in public a lot, and I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to say it again and again and again. This disclosure of UFO secrets is far, far more important and consequential than Donald Trump or Kamala Harris or any election. No election is as important as these secrets coming out because, well, you have an unconstitutional shadow government. That's why. That's right there. That tells you they think they're more important than the president or Congress or the Supreme Court. Thank you very much. They give us the big flip off to the rest of the citizens, and they're going to do what they feel like is right, and they have no accountability. Oh, there's no elections to boot them out. There's no restriction on their money that they can take. Why would you think that's not important? Why would you think that's not the most important thing? That supersedes who's the president because they don't care who the president is. We now have seen this just in my lifetime. Forget 1947. I was born in 1975. I've followed elections since 1992. My grandpa brought me to a rally in 1988. Pretty sure the 88 election. So I was, 12 or just turned 13. To the first George Bush running for office, and he landed in a helicopter, and it was a big old thing. But the point is, I paid attention. I voted in every election I was eligible to. But it goes back that far. This program and this shadow government has been involved in every president that in my lifetime. Doesn't matter if they're Republican or Democrat. Doesn't matter if they're liberal or conservative. Doesn't matter if they're populist. Doesn't matter if they're moral or immoral, or what their faith was or wasn't. They still kept the secrets, and you don't get to know because you are a what? You're a fool. You're a plebe. You're ignoramus. You're not worthy of telling. You couldn't handle it. We smart, super awesome security types are totally more qualified to handle this secret than you are. And it has to be a secret forever. That's what we're dealing with. How is that not more important than the election coming up in I wish it was 2 weeks. How many? Is it 1, 2, 3 weeks? It'll be over. Please, Lord. May it be over immediately on Tuesday night. And no disputes, no fighting, no not leaving office, no saying it was a scam or rigged. Nothing. Please just get a winner. And whatever. Point is, whoever is the winner, Donald Trump has already chickened out once as far as disclosure of UAP stuff goes. He's already chickened out. He had the chance. He didn't do nothing about it. Frankly, he doesn't believe it. He's one of these people like they told him just enough to get him interested. They brought some pilots before him, and he's like, oh, that's interesting. I guess they know what they're talking about, but never gave it another thought. He doesn't care. And when he ran on the before the last election, 2016, I'm going to release all the JFK files. Some did. Some did come out that were never out before. Good job. But when it came to everything, the super secret stuff, the CIA literally came to him and said, don't do this. We're warning you, type of stuff. And Mr. Alpha male, not afraid of anybody, no one tells me what to do, chickened out. So I'm not confident he will do anything. And I'm not confident Kamala Harris will do anything. She doesn't seem nearly as interested, thinks it's a big deal, or doesn't know what to think, probably. There's no evidence she would do anything. And we already have some evidence from the other guy that he won't do anything. So I don't care who wins. In this topic, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters at all. Both of them are going to be, whether it's intimidated or lied to or just snowballed and strong-armed into not saying or not doing anything about it, not encouraging anything, not making the big announcement from the White House or whatever. I think it's going to have to come from another source. In fact, I know, pretty sure, pretty positive it will have to come from another source, whether it be from within the government itself, overwhelming the executive branch. That's what we're seeing now. We're seeing some in the government, the David Grushes, the Carl Nels, whistleblowers about Immaculate Constellation, etc. Or whatever else, the UAP task force secret memos that are being FOIA'd and released now, which is very, very important. Again, exposing untruths, very recent untruths by Arrow, and all that stuff. It's either going to come from within like this, or from another country, or from whatever intelligence that is behind the UFO issue. UAPs, transmedium, in the oceans, in the air, in space, on the ground, flying through mountains, around our airliners, around our military, all that intelligence, they might say, you know what? We're going to reveal ourselves to the world. And we're going to reveal all of this stuff ourselves. So one of those is going to happen. It's coming 100% guaranteed. So how is it going to happen? How disruptive do you want it to be to your life? Oh, it doesn't affect my life. It's going to affect your life. It will. If you want the least disruptive to your life as possible, get involved now. Know what's going on as much as we can. Associate, communicate, be with others of like mind, even if you don't agree on everything or most things or anything other than this. It can be done. You see it being done in your Congress the past several years, really, but it came out in public last July. And you saw AOC, Matt Gaetz, Tim Burchett, the Kristen Gillibrand, Marco Rubio, with on and on, coming together over this issue. Chuck Schumer, right? The most extreme people in the Congress, the far left is AOC, and the far right is Matt Gaetz. They meet completely in agreement, completely, on nothing except this. They know something's wrong. Our government is messed up. They are not telling us what we need to know. They're not telling them what they need to know by law. And it's because something very, very odd, strange, and then some is being covered up, and they know it. So even if the only thing we could agree on is that, do that. Don't wait. I don't think it's going to go away because it's been 8 decades now and it hasn't gone anywhere. It's gotten worse. More intrusions, more incursions, more mysterious drones that have been here the whole time, by the way. The spheres, the metallic spheres, the lights in the sky who are spherical, moving either independently, together in formation, in and out of other crafts. That's not new. That's not China. That's not 2023 invention. That's way back to the beginning. So if you care about that, it's not going to stop. And you can't ignore it beyond that side of history where you're going to just let it go by and I'll just see how it shakes out. Leave me alone. It never has looked good before and you're not going to be judged well this time either. That's my view. That's my opinion. Okay. So if you have anything to add, folks, I see, hey, Bond Servant. I'm not sure what you were amening, but thank you. Sorry. And Madam Rex making MUFONs. That is what I'm talking about. I should have trademarked that. I'm sure someone else has said it, but I said that to my son this morning. We made muffins this week for his breakfast, and I said, "Hey, you want some MUFONs?" Anyways, yes, you have mad disclosure skills, madam. By the way, if y'all didn't know, I'm going to reveal a secret right now. Disclose something right now, which she might not even want me to say. But I'm pretty sure she's okay with it. So I'll go with pretty sure. That picture is actually her Beth Scully impersonation or interpretation. Yeah. You know, Dana Scully. There it is. See, I should have taken action when I could have. Now it's out there. MUFONs. So sorry I revealed your secrets there, madame. Saying amen to the end of the elections. I don't think I said the end of the elections. I think we're still going to have elections. I'm just saying like, right. I'm sorry. Right. Like it would just be over the Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, whatever. Yep. Here's the states are in. Here it is. Moving on. Yes, please. Let's do that. I kind of doubt it. After last time, I am not confident of that happening. I might be in trouble. See, but nerds are lovable in my house. So I think it's awesome. But the cool thing about being in a digital friendships, things like that, is they're not literally right on your street to come tell you to your face or beat you up in the corner, right? Listen, Bond Servant, I know the temptation is there, but I've resisted unto blood almost. I've had no muffins the whole week. 3 days straight now, I've resisted it. And however, I'm sure if you made them, if and when we ever do get to hang out in person, and you inevitably will bake something, right? I would not be able to resist probably those. I love cosplay. I like to dress like a Vulcan. There you go. It's a little Star Trek action. Star Trek. Okay, so we got the Star Trek, the X-Files. We love Lord of the Rings here, Star Wars, all that stuff. See, nerds are cool in the unsealed world. Not a problem. Okay. All right, guys. Unless you wanted to continue the convo, we'll wrap it up here. Disclosure Day is coming, and yes, that includes this Sunday. If you're not informed, now you done been told. Be there. or I don't know what. Be there. Sunday, if you want to hook on with us at Wings of the Eagle, we will be live streaming at 11 a.m. with some bonus content on leading up until 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, where the main event will then begin, where you're going to see again people like you probably know, like Chris Sharp, like Ross Coulthart, like Lou Elizondo, like Carl Nell, Danny Sheehan, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and more. They got so many people there. I don't know. They can give people a 5-minute limit to say something. I don't know, but tons and tons of folks, and a lot of the energy is good. I mean, we've got a lot of momentum. There's a lot of momentum to get people involved in this and to hopefully sign up a whole new bunch of folks. Whether you're on our part of the broadcast or you actually want to do something and get involved on a local level, go to that website that you see posted in the comments and put in your info. And then if whoever the leader is for your area will be in contact. Good deal. All right. So yes, it is coming. It is coming like a furnace, burning like a furnace. That's what the biblical prophet Malachi says, right? And who can stand when that happens? Nobody can. So get ready, get involved, get motivated. If you say you believe in it, if you say you care, do something. Don't be the 80% that does nothing. Got too many of those. Obviously, look at the math. I'm not good at math, but I know 80 is 4 times more than 20. Don't be the 20. Be somebody who does something. Don't do everything. No. Just do something. One thing. Hook up with a teammate and boom, now you're doubled. And now you're 10 times more, etc., and on it goes. Okay, see you Sunday for Global Disclosure Day. Global Disclosure Day is happening. And by the way, sorry, one more thing that I just remembered. It was supposed to have coincided with the new law that was passed last year as part of the Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, where there were some, not many were left with teeth, but some provisions of UAP disclosure written in to the NDAA, part of which was to have the National Archives take control or take possession of all UAP materials from every agency so the world can see it, unless they give a little out, an asterisk, unless you specifically classify it for a specific reason that it should not come out yet. And they're not going to really question that at that point, but you still have to go. They made it go through the process of doing that thing. Yes, we're classifying this because it would, for this reason, based on this law, this part of code, we can't release it or we don't want to release it. If they just jump through that little hoop, they could keep it classified. But the 20th, this Sunday, was supposed to be the day that everything they couldn't justify as keeping secret, they had to turn over pictures, documentation, videos, you name it, I think. Everything over to the National Archives, where anyone in America and the world could search it, see it, study it, research it, get the truth, all that. But what happened? What happened? What was it, yesterday or the day before yesterday? We've got a ludicrous update. That no, in fact, it's not going to happen all of a sudden. What? That's the law. It's literally the law. They just wrote it. It happened last year, right? Well, it turns out, I'm going to read from Danny Sheehan's tweet about this. This was yesterday, not even 24 hours ago. The National Archives and Records Administration, NARA, or National Archives, has now instructed in a memo that all executive branch records, and by the way, what's the executive branch? It's the Pentagon, it's the president, all the military, all the everything has got to be turned over for all those organizations by October 20th, 2024. But now it must be submitted by September 30th, 2025. How did it? What? Who? What just happened? What just happened? When did the National Archives get the right to make the law or change the law about when things need to be turned over to them? So that happened. And Danny Sheehan says it must be submitted by September 30th, 2025, instead of the original legislatively mandated October 20th, 2024. That's a nice way of saying legally required. Legislatively mandated. Guys, don't you see, whether it's this or any other topic, once you flout the law, once you just say, nope, I'm not doing that, that the law loses all power. That there's no more law. You are literally lawless. You say, I don't want to obey that because I feel like it. You're saying I get to choose what I want to do and what I don't, regardless of what the law of my country says. Then you're not there's the rule of law, quote unquote. That phrase, the rule of law, doesn't rule anymore. And now you're in a dictatorship or banana republic or some kind of failed state with no law. The agency requests that records be turned over on a rolling basis rather than at the final moment. Well, dude, they had a year already. Or almost a whole year. The NDAA passed, what, like February, I think, this year? So it's been on the books for 10 months. You couldn't have rolled it out over 10 months? Yes. In fact, some did. Some things did show up in the summertime that were very interesting in the National Archives. But the good stuff, all of a sudden, won't be. Or the best stuff. Ultimately, records will be included in the Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena Record Collection with specific guidelines for metadata and redactions. Again, that's what you keep classified. Even if you release the information, you black out names, places, the metadata, like where we got this picture from, what platform it was on, where exactly the geolocation of it, stuff like that. Danny Sheehan wraps up by saying, I'm extremely disappointed by the delay of the submission deadline as subtitle C of the NDAA fiscal year 24, which is NDAA 23, specifically mandates that all records be submitted, quote, 300 days after the signing of the act, which is October 20th, 2024. Delay and obfuscation remain the status quo, unfortunately. But we're pushing back. And that's what I'll leave you with today, friends. Click the link if you want to be more involved. See you Sunday. This has been Unsealed from Wings of the Eagle. Till next time, my friends.